What's up, everybody? It's interview night here again on the Electric Circus radio show at MetalMessiahRadio.com. We're always your metal music messiah. Tonight we have a guest on the show to interview. We have Marco, rhythm guitarist and vocalist of the band Reverber. Reverber, they currently have a new album called Sect of Faceless, which was released May the 8th, 2020 on Punishment 18 Records. Reverber is an Italian thrash metal band formed in 2007 by young musicians united by one goal, playing thrash metal. Previously, the band had two other full-length albums. One was called Metal Killer, full-length in 2009, and Immortals full-length 2016. Here in 2020, they have Sect of the Faceless, is the band's third full-length album. Welcome, Marco, to the Electric Circus radio show here at MetalMessiahRadio.com. How are you doing?
Hi, Joker. We're fine, thanks.
So, Marco, please tell us how Reverber was born. How did it all get started for you guys?
Reverber was born in 2007. I have been playing guitar for a short time and already dreamed to forming a metal band. That year I met Alessio Stazi, who was already playing in drums in other bands and already had a lot of experience. I asked him if he wanted to meet in our rehearsal room to play some covers, and he fortunately accepted.
So, Marco, please tell us who the members of the band Reverber are.
We have had many lineup changes. Currently, the band is made up of me, Alessio Stazi, Alessio Alessandretti, and Emanuele Evangelista, the newcomer.
What was the process like on this album, Sect of the Faceless, developing the songs?
Usually, I take care of the songwriting, both as regards the structure of the song and the main riff, and as regards the lyrics. But everything I write is working with the others in the band, creating a symbiosis of experiences and musical tastes, and this was also the case for Sect of Faceless.
What are some of the main lyrics and topics and themes of this album, Marco?
Lyrics of Sect of Faceless are the antithesis of Immortals, because Immortals spoke about the oppressed, while Sect of Faceless speaks about the oppressors, both of the past and the present.
Who did the killer artwork for this album, Sect of the Faceless?
For cover art, we have to thank Remy Cooper of Hasplit Design, a French artist specialized in the production of artwork for metal bands. We told him about our idea and told him to get involved with his inventiveness as well. And we were struck by how perfectly he managed to put on paper what we had in mind, and he's really very good.
Please tell us about the mixing and mastering of the album and who produced it, Marco.
For the recordings, we turned to Stefano Morabito of the 60 Cellar Studios, who was recommended us by our previous sound engineer. Stefano Morabito has taken care of every aspect of our album in a maniacal way and has given us many tips to improve our song. He also helped us on many other things. We are happy to have known him. In addition to a sound professional, he's also our friend and our brother.
Reverber is signed with Punishment 18 Records. How did you get signed with them, and what makes you guys think that they were the right label for your band, Reverber, to sign with?
We were contacted by Monica Zay, who started giving us some tips on promoting the Sect of Faceless video clip. After some time, she told us that she was collaborating with Punishment Records, and we decided to continue the path together. Today, we have an excellent relationship with Monica. She works very well with promotion. So we decided to collaborate with Punishment Records because a label that has been working in thrash metal for many years and in the past has also had important names in its roster. So we think we made the right choice.
How did you get started from the beginning, and who made you want to be a musician? Who are some of the influences you look up to that you were so eyeing and made you want to say, yeah, music is what I want to do in life and be in a band?
I started listening to metal when I was 13, when a friend of mine asked me if I could make copies of some records. Out of curiosity, I put Edward the Great by Iron Maiden on the stereo, and when Run to the Hills began, I said, wow, what the fuck is this fantastic music? It was love at first sight, which I cultivated over time thanks to my friends, like Giovanni Cagliazza, who unfortunately is gone, who in high school made me listen to mythological bands such as Pantera and Motorhead. And thanks to Vittorio Pacifici, also a friend and brother, I got to know Manowar and the warrior spirit, their way of dealing with fun, of experiencing metal as a religion, and soon it became it for me too. But as musician, I always been attracted to thrash metal and legendary frontmen like James Hetfield, Neil Petrozza and Dave Mustaine. That's why they play and write thrash metal. Is the type of metal that best reflects me as a musician.
Okay, Marco, Gear Talk. Please tell us about the gear and the companies that makes them and why you like those brand of instruments. And please tell us about any other Pro Tools you like to use in recording and performing live with.
I have had many guitars. The ones I have most fond of are a Fender Squier Strato model that I bought together with my father, and a Jackson Warrior, my first guitar bought with my first salary. I currently play with a Schecter Racer Flying V, which has also been used for Sect of Faceless recordings. I particularly love this guitar. It fits well with the band's image and has an excellent workmanship.
You have a video on YouTube from the album Sect of the Faceless. Please tell us about it and who directed it and the location of where the video was shot.
The video clip was directed in collaboration with Simone Serafini of Mustang Agency. It was shot on 2 different days. The part of storyline was shot in a private villa near Rome, while the part where we play was taken at the Traffic Life Club in Rome, thanks to the kind permission of the owner Stefano, with great and thank.
Okay, Marcos, let's play a brand new track from the new Reverber album, Face of Sectless. And we will be right back.
Like the clouds out the
latest offering, Sect Faceless, what does it reflect on, and what does it mean to you, Marco?
The concept of Set of Faceless is divided into two blocks, the aesthetic one and the purely conceptual one. The aesthetic one is based on a dream of mine where I was in a party in a dream villa, but immediately afterwards I was catapulted into an underground where each man enjoyed sexually having their face cut by some beautiful pussies. It just happens to be the script of the Set of Faceless video clip, which teaches that you should never trust the easy money, and that if you are not a monster you will get burned or cut. But it is a message contained in a wider context, that is the conceptual one of the album. We have always shown a certain animosity towards the current economic system that has transformed today's society in a ferocious Darwinian jungle, when the powerful buy people's lives with a click, and all the battles fought in the past for fair societies ended up in oblivion along with the results they had brought. We are in the hands of the same people who maneuvered Pinochet and Videla in the 70s and who created a new world based on terror in the 80s, thanks to the return of the neoliberalism, the economic mainstream that is also exhausting our ecosystem. The main message of the album is contained in the title that has a double meaning. The Sect of Faceless that commands the world exists only in the mind of those who are anesthetized and no longer want to denounce or fight the current system. We are blinded by the lights of consumerism, of the image. We wallow in the lack of content, but there is no sect. It's all black and white, and we should begin to be aware of it before it's too late.
How old were you when you first started as a musician?
When I was about 16, I decided that I love metal so much that I should start playing an instrument, and I chose the electric guitar. I bought a cheap bundle with guitar and amplified with my father. I immediately started playing metal songs. I didn't know anything about chords and notes. I just want to play metal. I remember that I spent whole days learning to play Master of Puppets or Symphony of Destruction. Fortunately, over time, I studied what was enough to call myself a musician.
Marco, what is next for your band Reverber?
Unfortunately, we cannot go on tour to sponsor Set of Faceless, so we are taking advantage of it to fix the old albums, cause we decided to re-record them and to give them a better light. We also started working on new songs that I composed during the days of quarantine.
Have you guys played at any music festivals before? If so, what were the festivals like? And what festivals may you have lined up, if any, after COVID-19 pandemic lockdown ends?
The festival that most impressed us was the Wings of Bear Metal Fest, which takes place in Santiago, here in Italy, where an entire community participates in this fantastic event in memory of a local girl who died tragically many years ago. A real badass festival which also hosted very important bands. With our management, we had planned on tours abroad and festivals in Italy, which were cancelled due to the coronavirus. One about all the festival that saw us out the opening of the legendary Tankard. Likely the dates with Tankard were postponed to May 2021.
How are you dealing with the lockdown? What are you doing in your time? Maybe working on new material for the band?
Yes, as I said before, I wrote some songs that were elaborated by Stazi during the lockdown, who headed the drum part of Guitar Pro to get an idea of how the song could be. We had to of recording song covers from a distance and mixing them in a single video, but it is a project that was abandoned almost immediately. During the lockdown we worked a lot on the publicization of the new album, and I have to tell the truth. The fact that the album was released digitally when almost the whole world was forced to be online around the clock was definitely an advantage. We received a lot of positive feedback and numerous requests for the physical copy of the album.
Marco, please discuss how you interact with and respond to the fans in social media and when your band is playing live.
See them at concerts. Fans are the ones who, in addition to supporting you on social media, come to your concerts and try to participate in any way in the life of the band. I personally love interacting with live fans. It's something that makes me feel good and that makes me realize only those who play in a band can understand it.
Marco, what is some of your thoughts on the music industry today?
I think the music industry is constantly evolving and it is absolutely wrong to ignore the changes. Indeed, we must exploit them. Today, the avenue stream requires us to be on platforms like Spotify or YouTube. I don't necessarily see it as a bad. Thanks to the internet, you can make yourself known in many parts of the world, and until a few years ago, would not even have known who we are. One thing is certain. As before, today, the musician is always the one who earns less compared to the income of the insiders. Streaming has nothing to do with it. It has always been like this, even when CDs were sold many times at exorbitant prices that hold revenues, especially for the majors. Today, on thanks to the streaming, the same thing happens, and the platforms do not offer an adequate payment to the artists, just like many years ago, but we have the opportunity to make ourselves known from the other end of the world, thanks to a few clicks.
What does the music mean to you personally, Marco?
Music is life, it's air, it's the most powerful drug ever invented by man. Music is something powerful. It can change your mood and can help you communicate to others who you are. But it is also something very profound for me. Some sounds can throw me into a sort of hypnosis where I regress and I can really reflect on who I am and what I want.
What advice would you have, Marco, to up-and-coming bands?
The advice I would like to give to new bands is to invest in your project. From the first single to the last album, to leave nothing to chance. Put money aside, work hard for a while, but then always turn to serious professionals who can enhance your music. But above all, when you play live, get it all yourself and enjoy the evening with all its nuances. Don't know just go on stage to do the homework. Everything that happens behind and around the stage is very important for you.
Please tell us, Marco, what kind of Reverber show would the fans get when they see you guys perform live?
If anyone wants to see a Thrash Metal live show or concert is perfect. If, on the other hand, someone loves to see soulless people doing their homework on stage to show who they are, a Reverber concert is not a good idea. We play with art, we play with soul, we play with blood. And every concert we do everything to give the best to the people who come to see us. They deserve it.
Are there any plans for a new album in the works for Reverber, Marco?
I would like to write an album that deals with good and evil and the wrong interpretation that humanity has given it in history.
Please tell us where the fans and the people can buy your music. Please give a plug on your websites.
Yeah, you can buy your music on our Bandcamp website or on the Punish Painting Records website.
Marco, please give shout-outs to the fans and your fans-to-be for the band, your band, Reverber.
Friends, brothers, and fans all over the world, infinite thanks and never give up, just like Reverber.
Marco, it's been a pleasure and an honor having you on the show with us here tonight. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule for doing this interview with us here at Metal Messiah Radio and J0KeR's Electric Circus. The best of luck to you and the guys of Reverber. You're more than welcome to come back on the show when you got something new to promote in the near future when something new comes out.
Thanks, Joker. It was truly a pleasure. I wish you the best for your show, and I hope to come and play in the